Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Man, it has been a minute since I made a video and I'm sorry about that. It's been cold here in Iowa. You can see we've got some snow on the ground. I'm sure it's been cold for a lot of you guys too, and yeah, I've just been kind of sitting inside and working out too, going to the gym and stuff, but just not making a lot of videos. And it's finally warmed up a little bit. It's like 27 degrees out here now, and I am going to be getting, after having the tires on my truck for 6 years, finally going to be getting a new set of tires, being Falken Wildpeak AT4Ws. And I'm sure if any of you guys are truck or off-road guys, you've probably heard of these. I think they're relatively popular. I think even some of the manufacturers are putting them stock on some of their off-road vehicles. They're just a pretty good all-terrain tire. I originally bought them, like I say, like 6 years ago, as a cheaper alternative to the BF Goodrich KO2s. And yeah, after 6 years, it's just time to get some new rubber. And I'm going to, just because I've had such great luck with these Falken Wildpeaks, I'm going to stick with Falken, and they now have a AT4W. And what I liked about these AT3s is, I mean, they were really a great tire. For 6 years, they've held up pretty well. I'm almost embarrassed to admit, but I've never rotated them. So I probably could have got a few more miles out of them even yet. But anyways, you know, living in a seasonal climate where we do get snow, a good all-terrain helps out quite a bit, and these tires have done great in the snow. I don't know if I can get it on camera here. I see, but they have this little snowflake rating, and I think that's just a certification about like the tire compound, and I don't know if that includes the tread design or not. But anyways, it's supposed to be good, an indication or a certification that the tires are good in snow. This is my worst tire at this point. The tread depth is just terrible. Or is it the other one? I know it was one of the back tires. That one almost seemed a little bit better. Yeah, it's this guy. There's almost no tread. This camera doesn't do great in low light, so I don't know if you saw that, but on the back passenger side tire, there was almost no tread left there. So it's time for new ones. But I thought, just as a demonstration of how good the AT4Ws are, I thought maybe I'd try to get some footage of running through the snow in this little side yard of mine. There's some tire tracks in it now, because I've had to pull up and around my daughter's truck and park on the side, because it's easier for me to back out in an awkward way than it is for her, and I'm just nice like that. But anyways, let's maybe start the truck up and do a little four-wheel drive snow testing. The truck itself, again, a 16 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 stock, though, open differentials in front and rear. So the tires that you put on it do give you some help. Let's start her up and see what we can do. Hopefully I don't tear up the yard too bad. Gotta love a Hemi cold start. Alright. So I think what I'll do is pull down here, get in the snow, reset up the camera, and we'll just see how much tire spin we have. We'll do two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive to try to get in that little parking spot right there. Alright, well, our snowpack's not too deep, maybe 2 or 3 inches. But we got the truck in the grass, in the snow, and we'll just see how far forward we can pull in 2-wheel drive. And I think we're probably not going to start spinning until we get somewhere on a little bit of an incline. Well, the first few feet forward, no problem at all. And one concept that is helping us out here that I'll show you is the snow actually packs into this tread design, and that snow in that tread design grips onto the snow on the ground and actually provides a little bit of traction. The worst tire, you can see, like, there's almost no tread here, no space in between the treads for the snow to pack in and fill in there to give me that traction. But we're getting close to the first part of this little hill, so we'll see where we really start losing traction and have to engage 4-wheel drive. As predicted, it is that rear passenger tire, and with open differentials it's going to be the tire with the least amount of traction. And we're at a good little test here because we're kind of off camper, which is makes for a challenge for vehicles with open differential. And you can see the front tire is just approaching the concrete, so we're coming into that little bit of resistance where not having a hard surface or a very grippy surface is just forcing us to lose traction. And again, trying not to rip up my yard too bad, but we'll try to kick it into 4 high here and see how well we climb up over that little ledge and into our parking spot. Well, I don't know if that was the greatest test in the world. I don't have a great big off-road park here to play with, but we can see we initially started spinning just a little bit right there, again when the front of the truck was up against the resistance of the concrete ledge. 4 high, really just pulled us on up over the concrete and into the parking spot, and that's where the tread, you know, having this little bit of lug space, even though the tread's low on here, just having that little bit of lug space, the side biters, just the whole tire design is just in general pretty good for an all-terrain tire. Now I won't be getting the AT4s for a couple more days. Temperatures are supposed to warm up quite a bit. All this snow is going to melt. So we'll have to figure out a way to do a comparison of the AT4s in action. And those will be brand new, full tread. I did watch a comprehensive video on those, and they are a redesigned tire. I'll try to maybe point out some of the redesigned specs for you. But yeah. Next up will be the AT4s. Alright, well, we're a couple days into the future, and as promised, the temperature warmed up and all the snow's melted away. But it's time to go get the AT4Ws, the Falken Wildpeak AT4Ws, replaced with the AT4Ws. So we're going to go do that now. Alright, so the AT4Ws are installed now, and I feel like I have to share an anecdotal story about the AT4Ws and what really wanted me to stick with the Falken Wildpeaks. It was probably maybe a year into the tread life of the tires, but again, completely anecdotal. I was at a gun show with my father-in-law at a fairgrounds, and there was probably a good 6 to 8 inches of snow on the ground, and the parking was out in a field. Well, on leaving the gun show, we got out to the truck and happened past a couple of guys that were in a crossover, and they were stuck in the snow out there. So had a tow strap with me, hooked up, pulled them out of there with ease. I mean, no slipping at all, going, you know, through the uneven terrain of this parking lot field, and the tires were just impressive, and that's again why I want to stick with the Falken Wildpeaks. The AT4Ws, let's see, we're kind of in a shadow here and this camera doesn't do great, but I'll do the best I can with the tread, trying to show off the tread pattern. My understanding is the side lugs are, you know, 1-for-1 alternating with the cutout there. I understand that's different. This side tread that comes down the sidewall, I understand, comes down a little bit further than the AT4W. The actual pattern or channel design is slightly different on the AT4. I understand we have stronger sidewalls now, so I think in combination with the stronger sidewalls and the alternating lugs, the 1-for-1 alternating lugs or cutouts on the sides here, I understand that helps with cornering, because I will say I did notice with the AT4Ws, to me, I would have described it more as a chatter going around corners, but I guess the reviewer that that I heard, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I kind of noticed that too. He described it as kind of like a floating experience, because it was a softer rubber compound and there's a little more give. So I would say, in just a little bit of driving from the tire shop back home here, and the cornering that I did do, they did feel a little bit more, I guess, solid. One of the trade-offs, though, with the stronger sidewalls is They are approximately 7 to 10 pounds heavier per tire, and I'm sure that varies on tire size, but a little bit heavier, so you might see a little bit of a dip in gas mileage. I can't comment on that yet because, like I say, I've only driven from the tire shop home, which is only a couple of miles. I'm easily distracted. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm excited. They Falken Wildpeak AT3 or AT3 AT4Ws, they both look good. They both look very similar, even with their subtle differences, and I can't recommend them enough. I think they're a great tire. Like I said, my AT3Ws lasted me 6 years without rotating them. I do not recommend not rotating your tires, but again, they lasted me the 6 years, and looking forward to long tread life with these. Let me know if you guys have any positive, negative experience with Falkens. If you decided to go with something else over the Falkens, maybe why. But yeah, any feedback, appreciate it. Give me a like, a sub, and I'll catch you with the next one.